Right, so we're back on the second day of working on the Honda CB250T, and I think where we last left off is that we need to take off the airbox, so let's get into it. So it should be a lot quicker than last time because we already took off a few bits and bobs. Taking off these side covers before. So I actually read up on this. I think it might be a little bit impossible to take the whole airbox out without taking the rear wheel off, and then I'd have to put this on stands, and right now the tires are pretty flat, so I'm not really keen on doing that. So what I think might be best is if we take the gas tank off and then we can get in from the top, wiggle the carburetors out and take off all of the throttle cables and all the fuel lines and everything. Also gives us a chance to check out how good the lines are. If they're really crusty, really hard, they need to be replaced. They're still flexible enough. I think we can use them for the time being, although we should probably replace everything on here. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll take the gas tank off and then we'll get to the carbs from the top once we have that space. This looks like a 14? 14? 13? It's already quite loose, so I think this isn't held on that much. It's a 13. Okay, just like that, the tank comes off. We'll put the bolt on here so that we know where everything is. Now it's a good time to check out what's still connected onto the tank. Oh. You guys probably had the best view of that, but this fuel line is supposed to be connected to the petcock. I actually don't think there's anything else. There's no fuel gauge or anything like that, so this doesn't have any sensors that it connects to. So in theory, you should just be able to take this off. Just gonna lay down a bit of cardboard off camera. Just be able to slide this off and out. Yeah, there we go. Pretty easy. I don't know if you can hear that. Sounds like there's something in there. We'll put that aside in any case. That was a lot more straightforward. And now, if I take you with me here, should be able to see that on the top here the carbs are a little bit more easy to access. There's nothing blocking it now, so, and by the looks of it, if I wiggle this, you can kind of see that it's almost already wants to come out. These boots, they're actually kind of loose inside the airbox, so I think we should be able to get some sort of pull on here to give it a bit of free space. The line that came off was this one here. It's from the petcock. I don't know if you can see it on there. That's pretty crusted up. So this will need to go. Apparently this spring is the anti-kink spring. So glad it's still in one piece. It's a little bit funny. We'll take that off for now. We'll leave it. Chuck it up on here. And yeah, as you can see, these fuel lines are really crusty, really cracked. I think the throttle cables are already unclipped, because if we spin the throttle at the top, everything's loose. So yeah, I think this cable that's running across may just be the choke, which is pretty yeah, it's not working up there, so we'll work on taking this off. So bringing you to the bike, there is the positive terminal, the starter relay, and the negative that's connected to here is, I don't know if you can see, but it's going in between the sort of cross brace between the carbs. So if I'm gonna take the carbs out, I need to undo this, slide the cable out first, wiggle these things out, otherwise we're just gonna have it stuck between a cable. So just pull this out from here, and there we go. It's out with the throttle cables here. So in theory, now that those are out, oh, there we go. That's one side out. That's the other side out.
1 hour later.
Wheel it out. What's the best way? Towards your side or towards my side? I think it's already kind of leaning towards my side, so I'll do that crack.
2 hours later.
One of the clip holders for the throttle cable, that's what's getting in the way. So hopefully if we can slide that out there.
1 eternity later.
Finally! I got these suckers out. Sweet. So, this was the part that was getting stuck. We have them off. Now's a really good time to give these guys a clean, because as you can see, there's a bit of rusting on the bolts there. Just a general tidy up. We'll crack open the float bowls, and then we can see what the jets look like. Probably need to just spray all of this over with some carb cleaner, let it soak a little bit. Now that we've got the carbs out, actually it's quite imperative to close up the holes just in case anything random gets in there that you don't want to, because that's the last thing that you want. So what I'm going to do is use one of these gloves, just seal it over the top there. Nothing's going to go in there accidentally, and if it does, you just take the glove off and it'll fall out. So that's where we're leaving that. Based on that, we can start opening up the carburetors and cleaning them now. So we'll take you through that process. So I've just got them on here. I need to set up a bit of a workbench to do this on. But we're going to need to clean all of these up. And remember where everything goes. We'll crack open the float bowls inside here, underneath all of that. I have a spare stator, and I have this. Not one, but 2 rebuild kits. So inside here includes all of the new jets, the float pins, the that gasket actually has a bit of a crack in there, or tear. That's not very good. What about this guy? This guy's looking a little bit bitter. Uh-oh, that's not really good. It's only a slight crack on the inner ring of the float bowl, so I'm hoping we can still use that, because the outer ring of the seal is still there. In any case, we'll crack this open and see what that looks like. Hopefully, if worse comes to worse, we'll see the lesser evil out of the two. And if it's really that bad, then I'll order another set of these. But we can still use all of the jets and everything, because it'll be all clear, and yeah, should be good. And just coming back while we let the carbs soak, gotta figure out what's going on with this airbox here. We have a couple of the boots that are just like really loose on this side and the other side. Not sure why. We'll crack this guy open again and take a deeper dive into there, and then we'll see if we can... It looks like there's some sort of a ring, so I'm pretty sure on the other end of this it's like a seal that's supposed to be pulled through. But yeah, we'll crack this open and go and take a look. Already kept it seized, and these bolts are quite rusty, so I might soak these in a in a vinegar solution. As you can see here, pretty rusted on the top. The body of them are still okay, so just a bit of surface rust. Taking this off, we have our immaculate, well, for what it is anyway, we have the immaculate air filter. So sponge is in great condition, not deteriorated at all. Just gonna put that on top of the box, and then this little mesh. Just using the pliers to pry out the side of that, just so I can get the mesh out. Again, this on top of the air filter. I mean, I can barely see in there, but from what I can see, there's a mesh window in here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that either, but if I can block out the sun, you see in there, there's like a little mesh screen between the two boots. So I'm not too sure what it looks like underneath that, or how to really get that out, but we'll have a fiddle around and see what we can do. You know what? Before I crush this thing, I'm gonna take this spring clamp. It's not spring clamp. This clamp off, and on the other side too. Oh, maybe the other side. It's just stuck on a little bit too much. They are different. This one has totally been replaced before. You can see this is the original, kind of old, kind of bendy. This one, it's one of the newer types. Just for the sake of being maybe a bit nitpicky, but maybe I'll replace these in the future once everything's back. These will still work, and they're really easy to just take off. You just undo that screw, comes off, replace it with matching set later on, but they'll work fine for now. I'll take you over. You guys probably don't see what I'm doing, but in here we've pulled out that much of it, and the rest of it is still stuck behind here. So what I'm doing is we're getting in here and trying to lift that out. We just want it to seat over the lip, like so. Just want it to seat over that plastic bit so we get a good seal between the airbox and the carburetor once we put it back in. But it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you get the gist. Yeah, you know what might help? WD-40. So get into that bit. Help it just slide itself out a little bit easier. Okay. I seem to have taken it all the way out. But at least this way, if I have it out, I can clean up all of this gunk and push it back in. And at that point, I can stop it from going all the way in. So, yeah. Wasn't what I thought. Wasn't what I had in mind. But, yeah, it'll do. I guess actually, while this is out, I can give this a quick clean, scrub up before putting it back in, just to make sure everything is clean on this side. In that case, without totally destroying the other one, we'll try and get that one off too, and just give them a quick clean. This feels a little bit more rigid than the other side, so we'll start off with some WD-40 just to kind of get a head start. Alright, so it was the bottom that came out first. And then this is, I'm going to pull all of this out straight away. It's a lot easier than trying to fiddle this into that small. Yeah, I should have done this from the start. So that was about it. That's what I cleaned up. Turned out alright. Not too shabby. This other one is the old one, still has gunk all over the top of it. So we just gave it a wipe down with a cloth, and then that way the inside and the outside are a little bit clean. So when the air goes in through here, at least there's nothing, no dust or anything that's going to be sucked in once we get these back. So just have to make sure to keep these covered before we install them again, and we should be good. Let's get these cleaned up. Awesome. They're a little bit banged up from being, I guess, age and just sliding out, but I mean, no, they're both looking pretty decent, Nick. Cool. So I will go pick up some carburetor cleaner, and then we'll start cracking on the carburetors for today and just see how far we can get with them.